Early in the morning, Lucas, a 45-year-old white man with a stocky build, was startled awake by loud noises coming from the house next door. Annoyed, he peeked through his bedroom window to investigate. The house had new tenants, including a tall, muscular black man around 40 years old. Lucas narrowed his eyes, watching two police officers step out of the man's house. Without hesitation, Lucas flung open his front door and yelled, "Hey, you loud black criminal. Keep it down. It's too early for this nonsense. Don't make the cops come back and haul your ass to jail." The man, Elijah, stood silently on his porch, adjusting the boxes he had been unloading. His expression remained unreadable, a stark contrast to Lucas's venomous outburst. Feeling smug after his tirade, Lucas turned back toward his house. As he stepped inside, his gaze landed on a large box sitting near his property line. Annoyed, he stomped over, kicked the box hard, and sent it tumbling across the pavement. "Get this filthy black trash off my land," he barked, glaring at the box. Finally, Elijah spoke, his deep voice calm but firm. "Why are you damaging my property?" Lucas sneered, his voice rising. "Your junk's on my side. I should toss it in the trash. You should be thanking me for not doing worse. Don't you dare talk back to me." Elijah's jaw tightened, his fists clenching briefly before he stepped closer, his towering frame casting a shadow over Lucas. For a tense moment, it seemed as though the situation might escalate. Then Elijah exhaled deeply, closed his eyes, and picked up the box. Without another word, he carried it inside, leaving Lucas standing there triumphant. Lucas smirked, misinterpreting Elijah's restraint as fear. "That's right," he muttered. "Knew you'd back down." Feeling victorious, Lucas returned to his morning coffee, blissfully unaware of how dangerous Elijah's presence in the neighborhood would prove to be. The next morning, Lucas heard a knock at his door, sharp and insistent. Irritated, he opened it, already expecting to see Elijah. Sure enough, there he was, holding a plate of cookies with a polite smile. "I made these to introduce myself," Elijah said, his tone steady. Lucas's expression soured instantly. "I don't need to play nice with your kind," he snapped, snatching the plate from Elijah's hands. Without hesitation, Lucas slammed the plate into Elijah's face, sending cookies crumbling to the ground. Then, without waiting for a response, Lucas slammed the door shut, muttering curses under his breath. Behind the door, he imagined Elijah standing there humiliated, and it filled him with petty satisfaction. Outside, Elijah took a moment to wipe his face clean. His hands trembled slightly, but he remained composed. Without a word, he turned and walked back to his house. The following day, Lucas went to take out the trash and spotted Elijah hunched over a garbage bin near the curb. The man's broad shoulders stiffened when he noticed Lucas approaching. For a moment, Elijah froze as if caught in the middle of a crime. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Lucas barked. I was just looking for something," Elijah stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. Lucas sneered, curling his lips in contempt. "Figures. Trash like you belongs in the trash." With exaggerated force, Lucas hurled his own garbage bag at Elijah, hitting him squarely in the chest. The bag burst open, spilling coffee grounds and rotting leftovers onto Elijah's shirt. "There, take your pick, you filthy rat." Lucas didn't wait for a response. He turned on his heel and stomped back to his house, slamming the door behind him. Elijah stood there for a long moment, methodically wiping the mess off his shirt. His face remained impassive, though his hands shook faintly. Without saying a word, he cleaned up the mess and returned inside. Days passed without any noise or disruption from Elijah, and Lucas felt smug. Maybe he finally learned his place, he thought. But his illusion of dominance shattered one afternoon when he looked out the window and spotted Elijah standing in his yard, holding a pair of binoculars and staring pointedly at Lucas's house. Rage bubbled in Lucas's chest. Without thinking, he stormed to his gun cabinet, grabbed his shotgun, and marched straight to Elijah's door. He pounded his fist against the wood, the echo loud enough to startle the quiet street. "Open the damn door, you bastard!" Lucas shouted. When Elijah answered, Lucas didn't hesitate. He shoved the shotgun barrel against Elijah's forehead. Elijah's eyes widened in fear, and his hands instinctively raised in surrender. "You're spying on me." "Huh?" Lucas growled. "If I catch you looking at my house again, I'll blow your damn head off." I won't do it again." Elijah stammered. "Please, don't shoot." Lucas sneered, his finger hovering over the trigger. After a long, tense moment, he lowered the gun. "You're lucky I'm feeling generous," he spat, turning to leave. "But don't think I'll let it slide next time." As Lucas stormed back to his house, he didn't notice the quiet intensity in Elijah's eyes as the man closed his door. Nor could Lucas foresee the storm that was about to crash down on his life. That night, as Lucas slept soundly, an unusual noise from the living room startled him awake. Grabbing his iPad, he checked the security cameras and froze. It was Elijah. He had broken into the house and was attempting to crack open the safe in the living room. Lucas's sneer returned. "That damn rat's dead," he muttered, retrieving his gun and creeping down the stairs. As he approached, something caught his eye. The secret door leading to the basement was wide open. Lucas's confidence turned to cold panic. He rushed to the basement and found Elijah standing amidst stacks of drugs and machinery. The man was filming the entire setup with his phone. "What the hell are you doing?" Lucas roared, pointing the shotgun at Elijah. Elijah quickly tucked his phone away but remained calm. "Please, don't shoot. I won't say anything. Just let me go." Lucas's eyes narrowed. "No, the only thing that stays silent is the dead." He grinned wickedly as he pulled the trigger, the bullet striking Elijah in the chest. Elijah crumpled to the floor. Lucas chuckled, retrieving a sharp knife. "You'll be fertilizer for my weed," he muttered. But just as he was about to dismember the body, a sudden blast of gunfire from outside shattered his thoughts. Grabbing his weapon, Lucas prepared to confront whoever had dared to interfere. Then something impossible happened. Elijah, bloodied but alive, sprang to his feet. Lucas froze, unable to comprehend what he was seeing. Elijah smirked. "You've been tricked." Before Lucas could react, the door burst open. Police officers swarmed in, taking him down in seconds. As they cuffed him, Lucas screamed, "Let me go. That bastard deserves to die." But it was too late. He was caught, charged with drug trafficking, manufacturing, and attempted murder. Still in shock, Lucas glared at Elijah. "Who the hell are you?" he demanded. Elijah, no longer the fearful man Lucas had tormented, answered calmly, "I'm the head of the anti-drug task force. This operation was a setup to bring you down. It's time to face the consequences of your actions." Lucas was speechless, realizing he had been outsmarted. His prejudice and arrogance had blinded him, and now he would pay the price. For the rest of his life, he would remain behind bars, haunted by the realization that he had underestimated Elijah simply because of his race. As for Elijah, his successful mission earned him a promotion. In his acceptance speech, he said, "I hope one day we'll live in a world free from crime and free from racial prejudice."